um, we are all in our state looking at the Obamacare laws and some of the laws that have been passed in our state to bring our state into compliance. And I realize that our state is one of the states that is suing, along with Pam Bondi in Florida. And one of the things that is really detrimental to that lawsuit, according to Judge Roger Vinson, is states who are suing who are also at the same time moving into compliance with the laws they're suing against. I really think that it would be beneficial, and I asked this question last week of John Thune as well. There are several states that are passing laws, 4 have passed them into law already, that allow their states, and I believe at the end of this session there will be 26 that have put them through their legislatures. Our state has a law, 1191, it's a House bill, and that law would allow our state to form a health care compact with other states, and with congressional approval then would be able to administer health care and insurance themselves, despite the federal law. If we were to pass a law to allow our state to enter into a health care compact with other states, would you support it when it comes for congressional approval?
Well, I'd absolutely take a look at it. I think that's one of the types of solutions that we need to be willing to consider. I mean, you know that I don't support the health care law that the president proposed and that passed before I was there. We repealed it this year on the House floor. I think that would be certainly something we could consider. I think the state of South Dakota, studied putting an exchange into place, but then ultimately did decide to hold off, didn't they?
Well, an exchange is completely different. That's what we're trying to avoid.
That's in compliance with the law, right?
Right, that's what we're trying to avoid.
But beyond that, is the state putting anything into place to comply with Obamacare?
Oh, yes.
Oh, they are?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Last year, Senate Bill 38 was actually the mechanics of Obamacare, and then just a couple days ago, a House committee and the House of Representatives passed 1190, which states that only the legislature can implement or create an exchange. So they're the ones that are going to have to pull the trigger if and when that time comes. But what we're trying to do is avoid the exchange and do an end run around it and put the state in charge of these things rather than Washington.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. You know what's so interesting about this healthcare law is that this healthcare law is much more unpopular now than it was when it was passed. That doesn't happen very often. Usually as time goes on, people get used to something, get used to the idea. This one has gotten much more toxic the longer it stays into place. The more people are realizing what happens with this health care law, the more they're realizing that they no longer have any decisions over their health care under what has been put into place. Somebody told me they had heard the other day, heard some poll numbers that people are more scared of bureaucrats than they are of strangers. Which I think is probably true. And who wants to have a bureaucrat, a panel, deciding your healthcare decisions? I mean, you might as well have the stranger down the street. You'd rather have them make the decision than you would what we're looking at facing in the near future. So I'm going to be very curious and anxiously watching to see what the Supreme Court decides with this law. So, yes.